Chapter 1: Nutrition in Plants. Introduction. Food is essential for the survival of all living organisms. The main components of food include carbohydrates, fats, minerals, vitamins, and proteins. These are also known as nutrients and are necessary for our body. Plants can manufacture their own food, whereas animals and humans are directly or indirectly dependent on plants for their food requirements. Do you ever wonder if plants eat? How do they grow? Plants also need food to survive and grow.
Mode of nutrition in plants. Plants are the only organisms which can prepare their own food from the raw materials present in their surroundings. They require water, carbon dioxide, sunlight, and minerals for the preparation of their food. Plants use a part of this food for their own nutrition and growth. Nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. The nutrients are required by the living organisms for building their body, for growth, for repair, and for providing energy to carry out the activities of the life processes. Plants get their nutrition in different ways. Plants can broadly be classified into autotrophs and heterotrophs. Plants that make their own food are called autotrophs. This mode of nutrition is known as autotrophic. Autos means self. Trophin means to nourish. Autotrophs synthesize food by converting simple chemical substances like water and carbon dioxide into glucose. This glucose is further converted into many complex substances with the help of minerals. There are two types of autotrophs. 1. Photoautotrophs, which derive the energy for making food from sunlight. All green plants are photoautotrophs. They make glucose in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. 2. Chemoautotrophs use chemical energy to make their food. For example, the bacteria that convert nitrogen from air into nitrates, which are absorbed by the plants. Photoautotrophs are the primary producers in all ecosystems. Plants and animals which depend upon autotrophs for nourishment are called heterotrophs. This mode of nutrition is known as heterotrophic. Heteros means other, trophin means to nourish. Heterotrophic plants can be further divided into parasites, saprophytes, insectivorous and symbiotic plants. Let us learn about autotrophs and heterotrophs in more detail. Photosynthesis, food-making process in plants. Green plants are the producers. Which part of a plant is green? Usually the leaves. For this reason, leaves are called food factories of a plant. However, other parts of a plant too play a role in its nutrition. Photosynthesis takes place in leaves in following steps. The word photosynthesis is derived from two words. Photo means light and synthesis means to combine.
There are tiny pores present mostly on the underside of leaves. These are called stomata, singular stoma. Each stoma is surrounded by two guard cells. Leaves absorb carbon dioxide from air through stomata.
The roots absorb water and minerals from the soil. The water, minerals and nutrients absorbed by the roots get transported to the leaves by the pipes or tubes which run through the entire plant, forming a vessel system. Chlorophyll is the green pigment present in plants. Chlorophyll captures energy from sunlight and uses it to prepare food from carbon dioxide and water. The process of collection of simple substances such as water and minerals from the soil and carbon dioxide from the air,
utilizing sunlight as a source of energy and conversion of these simple substances into glucose is known as photosynthesis.
During the process of photosynthesis, light energy is converted into chemical energy. The plants absorb energy from the sun and use it to convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. Glucose is converted into other complex substances that get stored in the plant.
Plants use glucose to obtain energy through the process of respiration.
Photosynthesis is described by the following reaction.
6CO2 plus 6H2O gives C6H12O6. Sugar plus 6O2. The byproducts of photosynthesis are oxygen and water, which are released through the stomata during daytime. The food is sent to the other parts of the plant through the veins. Without photosynthesis, life would be impossible on Earth. We cannot imagine survival of any living organism in the absence of plants, as they not only provide food but also oxygen, which is necessary for respiration. The sun and trees are called the lifeline of our planet. During photosynthesis, plants produce food in the form of glucose.
Glucose is further converted into complex compounds such as starch and cellulose.
Photosynthesis also takes place in other green parts of plants such as stems, branches or scales.
In desert plants, leaves are reduced to spines and the stems too contain chlorophyll. Hence, photosynthesis is done by all the green parts of the plants.
In swamps or in stagnant water, we can see the growth of green patches which are due to the growth of living organisms known as algae. Due to the presence of chlorophyll, these can produce their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Leaves of many plants which are non-green in color have other pigments in addition to chlorophyll. The large amount of red, brown and other pigments mask the green color. Photosynthesis takes place in these leaves also. Synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrates. Plants also prepare proteins with the help of nitrogen, which is obtained from the soil. Microorganisms convert atmospheric nitrogen into water-soluble compounds, which are absorbed by the roots of plants. Thus, the minerals dissolved in water are used to convert sugar into carbohydrates, proteins and fats.
These food components form the source of nutrients for other heterotrophic plants and animals.
Other modes of nutrition in plants. Heterotrophic plants do not have chlorophyll and are therefore unable to produce food using the process of photosynthesis.
They obtain food from other plants by following any one of the following modes of nutrition.
Parasitic nutrition. Some plants such as the cuscuta grow on other plants. They suck food from other plants by using root-like structures. The plants from which they get food are called hosts. Since they deprive the host plant of valuable nutrients, they are called parasites. Insectivorous nutrition. The insectivorous mode of nutrition is seen in plants such as the pitcher plant and the Venus flytrap. They can synthesize their food through the process of photosynthesis. But due to lack of nutrients such as nitrogen and other minerals in the soil, the leaves of these plants are modified to form a trap with hairy walls that can capture insects. Once an insect enters the trap, the lid of the trap closes and the prey gets entangled in the hair. The plant then digests its prey to obtain the required nutrients. These insect-eating plants are known as insectivorous plants.
Saprotrophic nutrition.
Some plants obtain their nutrition from decaying organic matter. They secrete digestive juices onto dead and decaying matter and then absorb the nutrients from it. This mode of nutrition is known as saprotrophic nutrition. Plants that use the saprotrophic mode of nutrition are called saprotrophs.
Saprotrophs are decomposers and obtain energy for their own use by breaking down complex organic matter from the dead bodies of other organisms. At the same time, this process also releases vital chemical elements into the soil which are absorbed by autotrophs. Thus, saprotrophs aid the recycling of materials from dead organisms to living ones. Fungal and bacterial saprotrophs are known as saprophytes, for example, fungi. Under warm and humid conditions, fungi start growing on articles like leather objects and dirty clothes. Fungi grow well in wet, marshy and damp weather. Rainy season provides suitable environment for fungi to produce spores. For this reason, fungi appear during rainy season. The fungi grow on the shoes in the rainy season because the shoes provide fungi with dark, moist and warm environment that is favorable for the growth of fungi. To prevent shoes from fungi, we should keep them dry. There are some fungi such as mushrooms and yeast which are useful, whereas there are many fungi which cause diseases in plants, animals and humans. Some fungi are also used in the production of medicines. Symbiotic nutrition. There are some organisms which live together and share shelter and nutrients. This is known as symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship may be defined as the habitual living together of organisms belonging to different species. Symbiosis is a mode of heterotrophic nutrition. It is an interaction or interrelationship between two organisms for mutual benefit or dependence. Lichen is an example of symbiotic nutrition. It is an association between algae and fungi. Algae are autotrophic and can manufacture food for fungi, while fungi provides shelter, water and minerals to algae. Another example of symbiotic relationship exists between leguminous plants and the nitrogen-fixing bacteria. The rhizobium bacteria in this relationship convert the atmospheric nitrogen present in the surrounding environment into soluble compounds of nitrogen to fulfill the basic requirements of a plant and also help the soil to get its nutrients replenished. This saves the farmers from using fertilizers or any other process to provide the fertility to the soil. Rhizobium bacteria form a symbiotic relationship with plants such as gram, peas, mung beans and other legumes. They are found in root nodules of these plants.